There's certain brands out here with $400 hyaluronic acid creams. So I'll tell you right now, it's a scam.
What the heck is going on?
Something else I think we are leaving in 2025 is the clean girl aesthetic.
Now people are just like, I just want to have fun with makeup
I
again.
think celebrity beauty brands have gotten wiser. They are creating brands that can stand on their own.
Where do you think it's worth it to save and where do you think it's worth it to splurge?
I'm just obsessed with that product.
And it is one of the best moisturizers you will ever put on your face.
Carlene and Jill, are you ready to dream bigger?
I am.
Hell yeah.
I love it. Okay, so what are 3 beauty trends that you want to leave behind in 2025?
This is an interesting one. We were talking about this earlier. We're always talking about this, of course, as 2 former magazine beauty editors turned beauty podcasters. One thing that I think that's kind of gone a bit off the rails in 2025 is marketing to young people.
I literally need to I'm about to jump out of my seat because this was going to be a question that I brought up later.
Yeah.
What the heck is going on?
I'm not entirely sure. Now, to clarify, I don't have a problem with younger people being excited about beauty or getting interested in beauty. I do have a problem when kids that are 4 or 5 years old are featured in a campaign and are being marketed to versus back in the day when you just stole your mom's makeup or your sister's makeup or whatever. It's the fact that they are being targeted with ads and or products that I think we maybe need to scale back on in 2026.
I honestly, I agree with you because I just feel like it gets to a point where right at the beginning of your life, you're being told that you need things, right? And I don't think it's ever intended to be that way necessarily, but I just think when I was younger, this was not a concern. I was just a kid. I was just a kid being a kid, you know? And I would like to go back to that a little bit. I don't have kids, but I'm like, when I have a kid, I hope that that's the values that I can instill in them. It's just be a kid.
Yeah.
Worry about the retinol and the sunscreen you start earlier, but like the retinol and all of the things when you're a little bit older.
Yes.
I have a bit of a different take. I'm a little bit contrarian, I guess, on this topic because Jill and I were talking about this, is that sheet masks in particular, and that's the one that's kind of gone viral right now where people are like very angry in the comments. I have a thing where whenever I go on family trips with other families and we do a sleepover, like let's say it's our trip to Italy or like a ski weekend, I'll bring a whole bunch of face masks and everyone will use them. I'm talking the parents, the kids, the husbands. It's like just a fun thing that we do. So I like the idea that if the kids are going to play, because that's what it is at this stage, that there are sheet masks that are appropriate for their age, and I'm not accidentally giving them something with AHAs in it or
Fair.
something like that. Because, in my opinion, beauty now is kind of the way that fashion used to be. That there's so many brand founders that are almost like designers that you can get behind and pick and choose from. And so I think the way that we used to play dress up as kids, where we dress up in our mom's like high heels and pearls, that's the way that kids are playing now with beauty products. So I kind of like that this idea of vetting what they're using. So they're not literally using our products, but products that are appropriate for them. Um, and it's just more about play as opposed to a should. Like you should start thinking about your wrinkles now that you're 5. Like that is
I
obviously not
Yeah,
okay.
so I get that perspective, but then let me ask
Mhm.
you this.
Yeah.
You know, when I remember when I was little, I used to also get into my mom's drawers and like steal her makeup. And
Yep.
like this is when I was really little, you know?
Yeah,
And
of
like you see that
course.
all the time where it's like the
Yeah.
kid doesn't know how to put on
Rite of
lipstick, but they're like, you know
passage.
what I mean? It's just like something you do because you see your
Yeah.
mom doing it. So then do you also think that brands should do that kid safe though?
Makeup?
Mhm.
I actually do. If that's going to exist for the purposes of play, then why don't we have it be a brand that, like, we know what's in it, we make sure it's appropriate and there's nothing harmful in
Yeah.
it?
Well, there is that Everdeen brand. Have you heard that?
Mm-mm.
Have you heard of that? It's at Sephora.
Mhm.
And it is like I did have one of my friend's 7-year-old daughters ask me if I had any product to give to her, and I would if I did have it,
That's
but I
skincare,
didn't.
right?
But they have lip oils, lipsticks, things
Okay,
like that as
cool.
well for kids. So, like this cute little tinted lip oil, and it is primarily skincare, but I think where I have a bit of a challenge, well, where I find it problematic is that it's not that the products exist, it's that the kids are being marketed to.
That I
Remember back in the day
Yeah.
when we would watch cartoons,
Yeah.
like cereal companies would get in trouble for like making their cereal ad too friendly to children, or
Mhm.
that you're overtly marketing to children,
Yeah.
where that the guardrails are off now. It's like we are going to have 4-year-olds in face masks and
I
you're going to emulate that.
I wonder if it should be like a safe for kids label versus like
Right.
kids being targeted with the
That's
ads.
the
This is
thing.
the distinction that I think is important to make.
Exactly. And this is new territory, so I think this is us figuring it out. But like for me, let's say with that sheet mask example, like I would the way that I relate to it, the example that I gave, it's like it would be fun to maybe see like a family in the campaign where it's like
Mhm.
everybody's got one on, or like there's an idea of more overt idea that it's about play versus like this what is this 5-year-old's like get ready with me routine? Do you know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
that's the distinction where it needs to become very obvious that this is a natural part of the kids' play. Natural is the word, not a good word, but like a part of of playing and emulating versus a toddlers and tiara situation where it's like, I want you to start moisturizing your skin because you have to protect it now before you get wrinkles. Like
Yeah.
that is crossing the line,
I
you
agree with
know?
you because I do think that there's a time or like a place for
Mhm.
having kid friendly beauty products because you're right. Like I think, rite of passage, everyone did
Mhm.
it, but I do think, the nuance is the marketing and
Exactly.
we're in a new world at the end of the day. I mean, kids have social media at a
Mhm.
much younger age, which I have feelings about it, which I won't get into right now, but it is about I guess, like, how to create things that are
Yeah,
safe
like
for
is
them, but without making it feel like they need
yeah,
something.
icky. Like, is there a world where, and this is really just talking this out because this is how new it is.
It is
So I'm
very
not
new.
saying should, I'm just having
A
the
discussion,
conversation
yeah.
as a parent. I have kids, so this is our real life scenario. But I think, is there a world where it's like there could be, you know, this, how some toys are like parent approved or like
Mm,
organization approved, some
yeah.
kind of approval where it's
Like a safe for kids.
yeah, like a
Yeah,
safer kids approval where it's like this board has looked at it with this like team of children's psychologists and this and that, and they think that this is great. Like so that the marketing is kind of check
yeah,
marked and not just going directly out there where there's no filter at all, no
yeah,
screening process.
yeah.
Mhm.
I completely agree.
Something like that is kind of what I'm like vibing with.
Yeah, yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
But it's kind of brilliant because the most famous example of this came out at the end of 2025, and it's like it was almost brilliant marketing to show the images that they did because then everybody was talking about it, right? It created like a viral moment just
Mhm.
for the sake of what they were doing. So I think that that kind of marketing you can't buy
Yeah,
these days,
1,000%.
right?
1,000%.
And something else I want to leave in 2025, or I think we are leaving, is the clean girl aesthetic.
Okay,
Mhm.
interesting.
Do you want to take it from here, Carlene?
Well, I mean, I can kick it off. I think there's a couple of things happening with makeup. We've seen, oh my gosh, another Canadian. What is happening? Hung Van Gogh, the makeup artist,
Uh-huh.
launched a makeup line late in 2025. Do you know who I'm talking about or
Mm-mm.
what I'm talking about? So he is Selena Gomez. Famously, he's a celebrity makeup artist. He works on a lot of celebrities, but
Mhm.
probably most famously Selena Gomez.
Mhm.
He's worked with her for many years, and he created a line that was backed by Sephora in late 2025, and it is vibrant. It is not clean girl aesthetic. It's like they're coming for Nars's neck. You know what I mean? came out with 8 eyeshadow palettes with,
Yeah.
I think there were 12 shades in them each or something. And it was like everything from neutral to like blues, greens, purples, even reds. There was like a palette for reds. And they are so beautiful and stunning. The pigment payoff. We were just at a lunch with him not
Mhm.
long ago, and Hung was saying how, to their shock, the number one SKU in the US so far is the lipstick, which they didn't expect because they're very pigmented, kind of like new matte formulas.
Mhm.
And that is anti clean girl aesthetic. That is the opposite. Like they were told by Sephora, this will probably not sell.
Wow.
And much to everyone's surprise, it shot to number one. And these are really pigmented, like orangey reds, bright pinks, all of that. So that is a huge indicator in terms of direction. And then we also had a makeup artist on our show
Mhm.
recently, Emily
Would.
Wood. You can
Oh, yeah, she's amazing, and she kind of created these, like, on the fly makeup videos. She's outside, and everything is done freehand, no mirror, but, like, the most incredible color eye makeup
Wow.
looks,
Uh-huh.
no foundation, really, like, it is jaw-dropping to see it. It's so compelling to watch, and she uses, like, almost like a scribble technique. Like, she's outside walking, and she'll take the lid off of an eyeliner and, like, put it on and then, like, blend it in with her finger, and she keeps on
I
moving.
literally saw her walking the other day, and she was putting black eyeliner rimming the inside of her eye. I was
Yeah,
like, "How are you doing that without a mirror as you're walking?"
it's
Well,
incredible.
Wow.
she'll use, like,
Is she
canary
is she a
yellow.
British girl?
Yes.
I've seen her
Yes, and
videos.
her sister
Yes.
is Amy Lou Wood from White Lotus. They
Yes,
look very
yes, yes,
similar.
yes,
Like,
yes.
Yeah.
this is
Yeah,
her
I've seen her content. That's
famous move. So,
so
she was
so cool.
recently on our show. If you guys wanna go check it out, it was back in November?
Mhm.
November of last year,
Mhm.
and, she is incredible. So this is, like, a new take on how to wear color in a very specific way because she's very freeform. She doesn't wear foundation. It's a very different, it feels like a 2.0 of how we're coming back to color and moving away from
Yeah.
clean girl aesthetic.
And we
So,
saw that
yeah,
on the runway too. Like all the shows had bright, like bubblegum pink,
Mm.
matte lips, like
Chloe.
bold color that you're like, it's almost feels a little odd to see it like most trends do initially, but I think we're gonna definitely going back
Well, I
there.
think like with everything,
Yeah,
the pendulum always swings
definitely.
from one direction
Yeah.
to another. I remember pre-clean girl era, I feel like it was the really heavy contour, heavy eyes. It was the what, 2017, 2016
16.
makeup,
Yes.
like that really iconic time. Then
Exactly.
we swung to clean girl, and
Mhm.
I think we stayed there for a really long time because of course when people are in the pandemic, they were just like not really wearing makeup. And I think that
Exactly.
stayed with us for a long time.
The
And now
Hailey
people
Bieber
are like,
effect.
yeah, the Haley Bieber effect. And I think now people are just like, I just want to have fun with makeup again.
Yeah.
And so again, I think we're gonna level out somewhere in between where it's like
Yeah.
people can choose when they want to have fun, which occasions, but it's gonna be okay to have fun again. And
Yes.
Yeah.
I personally am very excited for, people to embrace not all looking the same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
if you're interested in the color and the gorgeous, like, poppy eyeshadows, go off. And,
Yeah.
it's fun to do. It's
Yeah.
fun to play with sometimes.
And
Love
you
it.
probably know Allie Webb
Yeah.
from Dry Bar is what she created originally. And now she's back with her line literally called Messy that
Mm.
launched at Sephora. And it's all about air drying hair, all of her products with air drying. So again, swinging the pendulum away from like the slicked back, clean girl aesthetic into messy territory. So,
Listen, I'm a fan of both. In the summers, I wear my hair
mhm.
natural and it just saves so much time.
Yep.
But I also love a slick back because I do not wash my hair more than once a week. And
Yep.
so, listen, day 4, it starts to get a little greasy.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so I want to talk about where people can save and where they should splurge when it comes to skincare.
Mhm.
So I think for consumers, it can be really confusing when they see similar products. A really good example of this I find is hyaluronic acid. There
Mhm.
is a $20 version
Mhm.
and a $400 version. And so, we can really say this across so many different skincare products. Where do you think it's worth it to save and where do you think it's worth it to splurge?
Well, I think the trend right now is like biotech in beauty, and where I think you can legitimately spend is on these brands that are investing in the technology, like exosomes, for instance.
Oh, I want to get your thoughts there.
So
We need to talk about
a brand
exosomes.
like Plated, which is getting awards from like Time Magazine for their innovation. But then what you have to watch out for is like that word being bastardized by there's plenty of examples out there for the of
The
$10 moisture.
$15 exosome
Yes, cream,
serum.
which is doing absolutely nothing. So I think that you have to watch for those hyper trendy ingredients that are first to market with a
Mhm.
big brand, and they're expensive for a reason because they're expensive ingredients. And then you see it sort of like trickle down, water down the trend, and you'll see them for like $15. I think that is a good sort of way to watch out for it. I think you get what you pay for with when it is like a newer technology, often with those brands that are bringing it to market first, like
Mhm.
K18 with their hair mask a few years ago. And now you see tons of leave-in molecular hair masks, but they were the first to do it and it was expensive.
Mhm.
But honestly, I would say with exosomes, in my opinion, because we've talked to brands and
Hmm.
estheticians and dermatologists. My feeling is with ingredients like that, which from my understanding are very kind of fickle ingredients, meaning that once they get into the package, into the bottle, it's very questionable how long they stay kind of fresh or
Mhm.
potent.
Potent, yeah.
So a lot of estheticians will say to the best place to use it where they know you're getting result is in office, like in an in office treatment or in spa treatment. So, like in microneedling with exosomes, that you're getting an immediate result. But using something topically every night, is that giving you that
Yeah.
payoff? So to use a $300 serum, like you can try it, but quite frankly, it is a bit of hope in a jar, just in the sense that you just don't know. Probably when they tested it and they did the clinicals, yeah, absolutely. It met that criteria, but the question of how long it's lasting in the jar is legitimate. So, in my opinion, I stick to the idea of retinoids. I still think that when it comes to aging, that's the number one gold star. And so, as an editor of many years, I feel like we need to not get caught up in all of the newness where we just don't have all of the data yet. And so I go back to a retinoid, which is why I created Kiss That Beauty, which I gifted you before we came on the
It
mic.
is. I was telling Carlene the packaging is insane. Like I'm just gonna hold it up on camera. Like it's like this. You open it. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
This
So
is
great.
It's
insane.
I call this box the trunk because
I love it.
you open the lid and then it falls down like a drawbridge and then you have
And the
this
tube is
aluminum tube
beautiful.
inside. And so this is again with a retinoid, you need to make sure that it's airtight. So this is one of the aluminum tubes where you need to turn the cap around and pop it
Uh-huh.
like a pharmaceutical product. So everything is airtight, it's dark, and that retinoid is staying stable. And what's really unique about this product, don't worry, I'm not going to go off on an ad, but is that it is in a waterless formula. It's in a bio ointment. So
Mhm.
instead of petrolatum, which is very pharmaceutical, it's replaced with all plant-based, like a plant-based ointment. And so that's keeping the retinoids stable. So it's not degrading over time because it's not getting air, water, light, none of that. It's in a totally waterless formula. So it's going to work the same from the day you open it to the day you're done, and you use a just a pea size amount. So that lasts actually a really long time. So in terms of bang for your buck, I'll just say it, La Pomade.
Okay, so I gotta ask about retinol since we're on this
Mhm.
topic. How often are you using it? What are you layering with it?
So
And I want to hear from both of you.
Jill and I will probably have different answers
Yeah,
because it really depends on your skin type.
yeah.
So I have sensitive, sensitized skin. So I will use my own product only 3 nights a week. I'll
Mhm.
use it like every other night because if I use it every night, I can start to get sensitized because it is active.
Mhm.
Whereas Jill might have a different answer for how long.
Yeah, I think you can use because the product we're talking about right now is not prescription. If I'm using a prescription retinol, then it's like once every 3 nights.
Mhm.
But a retinol, I can handle it
Yeah.
every single night if you're oily skin. But you can, like, I think there's a lot to be said for, we had a dermatologist on our show recently, and she
Uh-huh.
talked about short contact therapy with retinol,
Mhm.
which was like, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. If you're like, you can't wear it all night, she's like, put it on while you're watching your favorite 2 shows on Netflix, and then you can wash it off. She's like, even like 2 hours of wearing a very active retinol can make an improvement and work your way up that way. And I thought that was brilliant because people get so excited when they get a retinol, and then it's just like go ham on it, and then their face is flaking off. So I think
That's
Yeah.
it's like tiptoeing
yeah.
into it.
And so then how are you guys using like are you guys also using acids, and if so, how do you what's your routines?
I do that more like a skin cycling
Yeah,
situation
I do the
every other
same.
night.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But there are certain acids I can like, I find what really irritates is the mix of glycolic acid and retinol. But
Mm,
like if it's a lactic acid, it's not as intense, or mandelic acid, not as intense. So in the winter, that's what I tend to do with but I get acne and breakouts, and so it's just a whack-a-mole
yeah.
situation.
Yeah, but you're absolutely right. I think skin cycling is a trend that's not going
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah.
It's a smart way to manage your skincare routine. I think the idea of doing the same thing every night as a routine is a concept that's gone out the window. It's really best to think about it over the course of a week, what you're going to use to cycle in and out so that your skin
Mhm.
is having a chance to get those actives, recover, get those actives, recover. Kind of like the way that you go to the gym and do a gym routine. You wouldn't do the same thing every single time. You're switching it up. You're doing lower body, upper body, you're
Mhm.
doing cardio, you're doing yoga. It's kind of like
Yeah.
that is the way you need to think about it. And even beyond that, you can think about a monthly routine and an annual routine because if you're working in like facials or
Mhm.
lasers, which I am a fan of, I get BBL,
Which
which
is what
Yeah,
is
again?
broadband light.
Yeah.
okay, what does it do?
So that really helps for myself to reduce redness in my skin and also the capillaries.
Mhm.
But it's great for like just collagen building as well. So
Mhm.
that I'll do like twice a year in a series of 6.
Very cool.
So it's like you need to think almost like in these concentric circles of how your maintenance is going from day to week to month to year.
Yeah, we once had an editor on our show, and I'll never forget this example, and she's like, "Your skincare routine and taking care of yourself is like painting a very long bridge." So you're painting, 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 you get to the end, guess what? You gotta go back to the beginning, start again. It's not like one and done, and this is, I think, playing into what you're talking about with, like, the annual,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like, upkeep. It's not like you do a laser once and then you do it in 5 years, or
Yeah.
microneedling once and do it in 5 years. You kinda have to keep the
But it's
upkeep
also
going.
not like brushing your teeth where you're just
Yeah.
doing the exact same thing
Yeah,
every
Yeah.
day,
I
you know?
agree with that. I
Yeah.
completely agree with that, and I like the approach of, taking it in a longer period of time,
Mhm.
Mhm.
basically. So,
Yeah.
I do think that from the skincare at home piece,
Yes.
thinking of it within a week period
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
really helpful.
Exactly. And so that like going back to my product, that's the idea is that this one is called Le Pomade because it's kind of like a wrap. So you do it at the very end of your routine and then so you can still use your hydrators and everything in between. And this is like
So, you'd
your
use it
final
instead of
dose.
a moisturizer in that case?
You can use it instead of a moisturizer if you're not that dry,
Uh-huh.
but you can also use it over top of a
Okay.
moisturizer if you want more moisture and also if you want to buffer it. If you find that you're really
Easily,
sensitive, you
yeah.
can use a moisturizer underneath and then it won't be directly on your skin
Mhm.
contact.
Well, I'm so excited to use
Yeah.
it. It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
So I want to talk about K-beauty
Mhm.
because it has really taken the world by storm, and so many of these K-beauty brands that were before just available in Korea have now made their way over to the US.
Mhm.
So what do you think is worth it and what isn't? And I actually do have a follow-up question.
Mhm.
The question that I had about saving and splurging,
Yes.
something about K-beauty that I've noticed is it's not always extremely expensive, but
Mhm.
it is typically, for the most part, known to be quite efficacious.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts there?
Well, I think that they completely turned the entire beauty world on its head, and it's exactly what you're talking about, the affordability piece.
Mhm.
When CosRX came on the scene with the snail mucin and with their blackhead removing power essence, it was you could get a whole routine for less than $50.
It's
And it
insane.
is the
Yeah.
most effective routine. And that's why I can't handle there's certain brands out here with $400 hyaluronic acid creams. I'll tell you right now, it's a scam, and don't get it because it's one of the cheapest ingredients
Yeah.
you could ever use. But yeah, I think that that's what's so brilliant about K Beauty. Yes, all the great innovation starts there, but also they have proven that, and it left all these legacy brands scrambling, frankly, that you don't need to charge a mint in order to have an excellent sunscreen or
Mhm.
an excellent essence. And I think their whole thing is about hydration.
Yeah.
We interviewed a K Beauty founder on our show, and she literally talked about sitting and watching a show for an hour and every minute or two putting another layer of hydration on her face. Like the limit does not exist.
Wow.
And she was like, she's an esthetician as well. So I was sitting there going, wow, this is the level of dedication to the hydration.
Wait,
So it's
so
like
what are
essences and serums and
how
toners
many
and
layers though are we
literally
talking?
she was like, just like every minute I would like, dab on and like put more on.
But
That's extreme,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
and
But
also to be
wow.
fair, a lot of estheticians would disagree with that and
Uh-huh.
say that
skin flooding.
that there is a limit that exists. There's only so much moisture that your skin can take in. But the point is that K beauty is all about hydration,
Mhm.
which I think has taken us as North Americans a lot of time to learn is that even if you have acne prone skin
Mhm.
or oily skin that you're still dehydrated. And so even their products that target acne are still extremely hydrating.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any favorite products or favorite brands in K beauty?
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. I need to look up the name of the most recent one that I'm obsessed with.
I think
Oh,
Astura is great.
Estura?
Yeah, it's Aeustra. And it is a what's great about that line is that hold on, I may have spelled that incorrectly. Um, Sorry to jump in there, Jill.
no, go ahead.
It's Aestura.
Mhm.
And so that is a line that is specifically for sensitive skin. It's a K beauty line. So it's created by dermatologists
Mhm.
and it's unfragranced. So it's kind of like if CeraVe met CosRX
Mhm.
or something like that, where you get these beautiful
It's the Korean La
textures.
Roche-Posay.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Well said.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like there's no fragrance, it's not gonna irritate your skin, but you're still getting those luxurious textures like a foaming milk, and
Mhm.
it's very hydrating, so it's like the best of many worlds. I love that brand. It's the number 1 dermatologist recommended brand in Korea for
Wow.
sensitive skin.
Yeah. I have a really fun brand from K Beauty that I've discovered this year, and I think
Yeah.
it's awesome. It's called Chasing Rabbits,
Uh-huh.
and they sell it on socoglam.com, and they have a product called the Green Golden Ruler face cream
Uh-huh.
that is $25,
Uh-huh.
and it is one of the best moisturizers you will ever put on your face. It is
Really?
so hydrating, so good. And then they just have all kinds of other like fun innovations. They have a freeze tag ice roller that looks very similar to one a very popular dermatologist has, again for $28.
Wow.
And I just think that they K Beauty, that is also what they've done, is made skincare kind of fun with a
Yes.
lot of brands that they are bringing to market. The Clog is another one, Soco Glam, and then the brand Then I Met You by Charlotte Cho. It's very much about the spirit of Jung. I feel like that's how you say it. She's written a whole book about that. And it's like about slowing down, enjoying the ritual, the routine, and again, those products are like very affordable as well.
I love that.
The
That's the thing.
textures, right? In
Yeah,
K
it's
Beauty.
it's just fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You get excited to use it and have fun with it, and I
Mhm.
think when people are in a funk and maybe they're being lazy with their routine, that's such a good time to add these products in because I think it's like play for adults.
Yeah,
Mhm.
The best.
exactly. Yeah, and it's
Absolutely.
just like I do love how it keeps the industry on its
I
toes
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
for
And the
price point
sunscreens
and
are I mean,
yes.
they're the goats, really.
What are your favorites?
Beauty of Joseon
Uh-huh.
is really good. Gosh, what are the other oh, the Skin Madagascar.
Oh,
Um,
Skin 10004. It's like
1004.
Centella Asiatica. It's like the longest name on the planet, and I think it's
Yeah.
$17.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that one's actually my favorite one.
Sika serum, I think it's
Yeah,
called.
Skin 1004, Madagascar, Centella,
My fave.
Hyalucica Water Fit Sun Serum. It's on yesstyle.com for
You
$8.89
are
right now.
joking. That's
Um,
that's crazy.
and it is wonderful.
Okay. Well,
It's so good.
It's like the perfect sunscreen. It's hydrating and
Protective.
it's also not heavy. I mean, that's the whole thing that they do so well. It gives you this
it's
like
so
dewy
lightweight.
glow, but
Yeah.
it's like a watery feeling almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
well,
the
I'm gonna try
best.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to talk about celebrity brands.
Yes.
So we
Yes.
all saw that Rhode had a very successful exit. What do you think made it so successful? And, in a more macro lens, what do you think celebrities need to do in order for their brand to succeed, and where are they failing?
Yeah, I think with her specifically, and again, maybe it comes down to the time that we're living in, but I think one thing she nailed, aside from being absolutely stunningly beautiful and a model,
Mhm.
the price point
Yeah.
as well.
Mhm.
And it is affordable, and the gesture of like putting the glazing milk in your hand and tapping it on your face. And I just feel like she embodied everything about that brand that made it cool. And then
Mhm.
on top of that, you didn't have to spend $150 to get in on it. And I think that she also tapped in, and Carlene and I have talked about this a lot. She tapped in the right people because she knew that maybe she was going to get slammed for not having skincare cred. And she knew who to talk to, the right cosmetic chemists, the right influencers, got their buy in, and therefore it gave it legitimacy with editors and
But you were
with
saying that wasn't just her, right? That was her co-founder as
Oh,
well.
yeah, Lauren well, later on, she had brought Lauren Ratner in,
Mhm.
and Lauren Ratner, I think, took the business to the next level because she got the phone case going, she got the accessories going, and people wanting the different, there was the phone case, but there was something else, there was another accessory that she had that really made it pop off, but anyway, it made it go viral. It had
Mhm.
those viral moments too.
Yeah, I think what we've started to see is that there's been a shift where you would have celebrity beauty brands that were using their own name. Okay. And that was a big, well, surely they have this big following. They should have their own name on it. And then it sort of moved away from that. And it was like, that's not enough, guys, because we're seeing that happen and it's not clocking for people. Like they're falling off. If something were to happen and that celebrity all of a sudden is getting bad press, like it doesn't do well for the brand. So what I've been saying is that I think celebrity beauty brands have gotten wiser where they are creating brands that can stand on their own. So using a name like Rhode, even though that is technically part of her name, is it sounds like a brand that can stand on its own. She's using cosmetic chemists like Ron Robinson, who has been behind a lot of other successful products. She used a really legitimate dermatologist who's based in New York. She vetted the products through
Mhm.
skin influencers like Charlotte Palomino and other people like that to make sure that it made the grade with them before she launched it. Before she launched it, to get in front and make sure that nobody was gonna give it a bad review because it had already passed muster with the people who matter most. So, it was really about getting smart,
Mhm.
and I think that that is a formula that we have started to see
Mhm.
repeated. Like, even the dermatologist who helped out with Rhode is now the dermatologist behind Martha Stewart's line of skincare, and she's almost, like, taking a back seat in a way, as opposed to you look at a brand like Lo, like Jennifer Lopez's line,
Mhm.
which is kind of crashing,
Yeah.
and it's easy to see why. It's like we don't know who the principal players are from a skincare perspective that's gonna give it that credibility.
And also, I think the issue with that type of brand that we see unfortunately crashing is the celebrity even using it?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, of
I
course.
think Haley, what she
Yeah.
did really well, I remember even pre-launching Rhode, she would do her
This
glazed
is it.
donut skin,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
so then everyone had this buy-in that like, "Oh, she's clearly using something,"
Yeah.
Right.
And so with Lo Beauty, and we've seen so many examples of this, people are like, "Well, are you even using this?"
Of
You know what I
course.
Well,
Yeah.
mean?
exactly. And another thing that I will say now that I'm a founder myself and so are you, but I think the other thing with Hailey Bieber that people don't really talk about is that she went all in.
Yeah,
Like what else was she really doing?
yeah.
She's not doing that much modeling. Whereas you get these other people where it's like they're still putting out albums. they're still like
Acting.
creating some other empire or acting or whatever.
Mhm.
It's like they've got a limited number of days
Mhm.
on their annual calendar where Scarlett Johansson's going to go in and meet with the outset people. I believe Hailey Bieber was like, this is my job now.
She's when I think of her, now
Mhm.
I see her as more of an entrepreneur than
Yeah.
Yeah,
anything else, and I think also, by
exactly.
the way, same with Selena Gomez with Rare.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
I think of Selena, like, yes, of course, she's an actor and a musician and all
yeah,
of the things, but to me, like, just primary thing, I'm like, "Oh,
Right.
she is a beauty brand founder."
yeah,
And that's I think
yeah.
like a tough thing
That's
to do. You
Well,
significant.
have to go
Yeah.
all in.
and I've also said to other people, like, Hailey Bieber is the only celebrity who I've ever met twice, not just once,
Yeah, she's very
both
involved.
times in Canada. Like, there's so many celebrities I've never met in Canada. I mean, I know they have a place there and everything, but it's like she is putting herself out there and she is doing the work.
She's showing up as a brand founder. It's
Yeah,
plain and simple. I think that's
exactly.
what it
Mhm.
comes down to. And I agree with you. Like, I hadn't even thought of it from that perspective, but you're right. I think when you have something that you're building of your own, the
Mhm,
kind of hustle and grind and time that you have to
mhm,
put in is so all consuming. And so I do think that in order to have that legitimacy,
mhm.
I think if you're doing 600 other things, it's
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you can tell when it's half-assed. Like, for example, everybody's been wondering, like, is J-Lo's skincare line, like, dead yet, right? Because it's been really quiet and it has do you know anyone using it? I mean, I don't. And then all of a sudden, like, not that long ago, it pops up with a new launch. They're doing the under eye patches. And it's just like, really? Okay, number 1, you're gonna come out right after Rhode launched their eye patches.
I didn't even know they did
That's a
this, you
tough act
guys.
to follow. Number 2, you've got J-Lo using it on Instagram, but guess what? She's using it over a full face of makeup. It's just like, "Guys, this
She
isn't
should
gonna
have
work."
she should
Yeah.
have done beauty, truthfully. I think when I think of J.Lo, I mean, she's, like,
She needs to
always
re-release her
glammed up
fragrance.
yeah, like, or that yeah, I remember I used
Yeah.
to use that when I was
The
little. That
JLo
that was
Glow. It's iconic. It's the number
so
1
iconic.
best-selling celebrity fragrance of all
Where
time.
did it go? Why she
Yeah.
should bring that back.
Exactly. I think fragrance is a perfect place for celebrities to
Yeah.
play because there's we've talked about waste. Like, why are we were talking about this on our show, Dupes, right?
Mhm.
It's like, I'm with you. When I created my skincare product, it's inspired by something, but there's only one product like it in the world, which is really hard to find in North America, and it's substantially different.
Yeah.
The formula is substantially different, and it's been reinvented from probably something that was created like at least 20 years ago. But when you just do like a copycat brand, then why are you here?
Why is
And
it
I
even there?
think that
Yeah.
this is the issue with a lot of celebrity brands, and really another thing that's not being talked about a lot, and I now as an indie business owner, I really am feeling this, but it's like, how much money do you need? Like, honestly,
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
It's
think they
true.
need a lot. I'm gonna stick up for them. I do.
Really?
Yes.
But why? Like, why? Why let the plebes have some money too?
You
Well,
know,
that you can't they're not stopping you from making money.
I
I think
think
it's like they need it for security and
I
that they're
think
not
you
gonna
know,
let
for me, I think
Yeah.
that if you create something that you feel like you really need, you use,
Mhm.
I think it's so obvious and those are the brands that succeed. Like, I
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
do think that's what it comes down to. And so by all means, I will for sure support whatever brand is out there doing the hustle,
Yep.
and like
Yeah.
it's clear that it's not just a white labeled product that, something
Yes.
was slapped on half-assed,
Yeah.
So
Those days are
those
over.
days are over.
Yeah. I will say though, as a counterpoint, I do think we've seen the peak of road and it's
Mm,
on its decline. I'm sorry to say it, but it is. The Elf earnings showed that. It did not perform. And I'm sorry, coming out with eye patches? What year is this? Like, it's not innovative,
yeah.
right? And the ceramide glazing milk, it's fantastic. But I'm just saying it's going to be hard to sustain past this point of the $1 billion valuation. And I do think sometimes that happens when you get acquired or you're in this mass. Part of the appeal of Road, it was like hard to get. It was hard to get.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think
I think it's peaked.
I I s- I suspect that they're going to continue to tiptoe into color cosmetics, but it's going to be very skincare oriented. And I think when they start coming out with brow products and mascaras and
Mm.
complexion products, I think it's gonna pop again.
I
That's my prediction.
I think because of what we just talked about at the beginning, the clean girl aesthetic on its way out, and that's what she was known for. I think it's going to be very hard for her to eh, keep the same traction going in this new era, even if she does come out with makeup.
Mm.
So
Well,
there you have it.
and
One of us is one of us
one of
will.
us will be right, one
Yeah,
will be wrong. But I
exactly. I
think
love that.
another thing I will say that she's doing that I do really respect is the slow launches because it means that you're constantly relevant as opposed to like I'll never understand brands that come out with like 40 products at once and it's like, well, where are you going now?
Well, I think it confuses the consumer as to what you're known for. I think a brand that did this so well with Summer Fridays. I mean,
Mhm.
I just they like got known for that
Mhm.
mask and then they
Exactly.
expanded slowly. I really
This
think
is
that
it.
that's the formula for success.
Agreed.
But yeah, that's all well and good. I totally agree with you guys, but not when you're owned by Elf Cosmetics. Stock publicly traded stock. We are going to see an onslaught of launches because that is their business model. There is no more slow launching from Rhode. I'm sorry.
Well, maybe it's color expansion. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd be
or
very
I think
curious to
also
see.
accessories into the fashion space, which
Yeah.
is what she's doing. Now she came out with a new iPhone case that is MagSafe clips on. Then she has this other like black puffy
Uh-huh.
bag,
Yeah.
but none of it's like
Yeah.
revolutionary. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying I love her. I would love to interview her again, but it's an interesting time and it's hard to stay relevant even if you are Hailey Bieber and
Mhm.
look as gorgeous as she does.
Okay, so the last question I have before we move on to audience questions is if you lose all of your beauty products and you can buy just 3 again,
Mm.
what do you buy?
It's so dependent on the
Let's do skincare.
season.
Okay. For winter since I mean,
Mhm.
we're in the winter season.
Um, Armani Luminous Silk Foundation.
Mhm.
OG.
So
I
good.
buy it. It's so expensive, but it's the best, and it still holds up after all these years. I still think every foundation that comes out in 2025 is still trying to, like, supersede that one. Um, Sophie Pavitt's Mandelic Acid Serum, I
Mhm.
think is a fantastic product. She is a facialist in New York, and she really is like the acne whisperer. I find that it is a magical product for getting rid of like hormonal breakouts, acne on the jawline, very difficult to treat. And I was just talking to someone in New York last week, and we were both talking about how we were obsessed with that and how effective it is. Um, and then I would say my Philips Sonicare toothbrush.
Yes. Hell yeah. That thing is amazing.
It's daily
Hell
joy.
yeah,
I
toothbrushes.
can't if I don't have that,
You're
it's an
not down.
absolute desert island must have
Yeah.
product because oral hygiene is everything.
It is it's very important.
Yeah.
It's very, very important.
Yes.
Okay, Carlene.
Okay, makeup wise, I am a permanent fan of the Say Glowy Super Gel.
Oh,
And
it's I have it on right now.
yeah,
It
it's
makes your skin look like glass. It's
yeah,
so good.
I love the Sun Glow. I
Same.
do you?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. I love the Sun Glow. I also love the light one, Star Glow,
Mhm.
but I love the bronzy one. I use it to contour and I just love
I
it.
use it as my base. Like
Yeah.
I use it
Put
as
it
a
all over.
primer. Yeah,
Yeah.
all over my face, under my
Gorgeous.
foundation. It is so gorgeous.
I love the texture. So that is definitely one. The other one that's surprising to me that I've emptied like a few times now, and I need another one is the Chanel Le Tint.
Mhm.
I have to get the proper name of it. The Chanel Le Beige Water Fresh Tint.
Oh, I've heard it's amazing.
Yeah, this is it's like a very kind of watery looking skin tint and it has the little
Little beads.
bubbles, the
Yeah.
little
I know
beads in
exactly what we're
it.
talking about.
And I'm just obsessed with that product. Every time I use it, I get massive compliments on my skin. People are always saying like it looks so glowy and it works really well with the Say products.
Mhm.
And they also have like a concealer version. So you can use them both and they blend really well. So I'll use that in the T zone and the combination is like chef's kiss. So those are really essential to like my mid-age glow. And then of course, La Pomade that I created from Casat is just like if you must have one ingredient in your routine, I feel like retinoid for everyone
I
is
agree with
great
that.
for acne. It's great for collagen building. And the key is to find a gentle one that you're going to stick with if you have sensitive skin.
Love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so audience questions. Actually, the first question that we had was, "What is your favorite retinol?" But I think we have the answer to that.
Covered that, but Jill might have another answer. She's
Yeah, I
has yet
really
to
like the
try
Shawnee
mine.
Darden
It
retinol
is very
reform.
good. I agree.
It's a good entry level. If you're just wondering, I mean, Carlene's product is great too, but this is a different texture. Carlene's
Absolutely.
product is more of a balm. So if you're more oily skin like myself, the retinol reform is phenomenal, and she just reformulated it 10 years in. So I think that that's good. She's kept that core of the product, but like updated it with like 2025 ingredients. And I also love Medicate Crystal. ugh, what the heck is the name of it? It's the Medicate Crystal retinol.
Yeah, isn't that what it's called?
Um, yes, it's kind of a funny name, but it's Crystal, like the girl's name,
Mhm.
Retinal, like Retinal face serum. And what's good about that is it comes in various strengths, and you can sort of step up
Yeah, you can
again
ladder
to
up.
ladder up to the strength that you need. And I think I just discovered Medicate like a couple like 18 months ago, 2
Wait,
years
show it
ago.
to me. Can you turn your screen?
Yes,
Is it
they are a show partner, full disclosure, but I didn't really.
This is it.
Yeah, that's the one I used.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Medicaid.
Yeah, okay, that's the one.
Yeah.
yeah,
It has 6 different formulas,
Yeah,
I
so I
think.
yeah,
yes, that's what's really interesting about it. I'm currently using
yes,
this as
Yeah.
well, yeah.
yeah. What strength are you at? Do you know?
I I'm pretty high up.
Yeah,
I'm pretty high up, but I've also been
it's
using retinol for,
tolerable.
like, 10 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, good for
exactly.
So,
you.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's a good one, and it just got scooped up by L'Oreal. So they're
Mm.
definitely a one to watch. So I think that those are two good ones off the top of my head.
Mhm.
There's many more out there. I say it all the time too. Use the Olay Retinol 24. That is excellent too.
Mm.
It's
Budget
just not
girlies.
not if you're on a budget, Olay is never going to lead you astray. I always say that.
I love that.
They're not even paying me. I wish they were.
Okay, so the other question that I have is it worth it to splurge on a moisturizer?
Mm,
No. Okay.
No, I mean, a moisturizer's main function is just that, to moisturize your skin. So you can get a very basic version from CeraVe, like we talked
the Vino
about.
oat gel one
Yeah,
is
Aveeno
phenomenal.
oat gel, and the K beauty ones too. So
Mhm.
that's not the place to splurge. I think you want to splurge on a great quality active ingredient and save
Serum.
on moisturizer.
Yeah, love
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Same answer?
Well, yeah, no, I was just gonna say splurge on your serums. If
Yeah,
you're gonna
I
spend the
completely agree.
money, Skin Better Science is a phenomenal brand. Their Alpha Ret serum is phenomenal. I know so many derms that say they can't even keep it in stock. It's pretty powerful though. And I think a vitamin C from a SkinCeuticals or something like that, because the vitamin C needs to be stable, you want to invest in that formula. So that's where you splurge.
Love it.
Yeah.
Guys, this has been so fun. Tell everyone where they can find you.
We are at Breaking Beauty Podcast, wherever you get your podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. And we're on Instagram and TikTok at Breaking Beauty Podcast.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And be sure to listen to Sif on our show.